Kausa prabede Varadantu Shishyaha. That is the time Kausa, the disciple of Varadantu Maharshi, happened to come to the Raja. And the Raja did not have any golden vessel, golden water pot to receive him, which he would have otherwise done. So he took a mud pot and then put water there and then received the Maharshi's disciple. Sudha prakasham yashasaf prakashaha pratyudya gama atithim atitheya. Kalidasa describes it very well. This is what happened. So we should understand this giving away of gifts is something that should enrich and elevate you, purify you, make you very, very humble. So we are chanting holy mantras, sanctifying mantras from the Vedas, from the Shastras, and accompanied by the Vedic chants, we are offering materials to the others. So the idea is the giver should be benefited. The others are getting only the material part of your offering. Suppose you offer something or even money to a sannyasi, to an ashram, or put something in the hundi of a temple. So far as you are concerned, it is an act of giving. As an act of giving, it should enrich and bless the giver. The man or the people who receive it, for them it is receiving. They will be benefited by the material items that you have offered. You will be benefited by the inestimable blessings that the holy act gives you, bestows upon you. So you have to understand very clearly. But these people are making offers as if, I have, I will give, come, take. Now this tyagena rupena belena karmana. Maybe they are looking very beautiful, they will also dress themselves well. Because they have money, they can purchase anything that they want. Belena karmana. Belena karmana. They have a lot of strength, physical, and they have also a number of friends and resources, karmana. And they will do one karma after the other to become famous, to prove one-upmanship in them. Jatasmayena amdhadiyaha. Because of all these things, what happens? They become an embodiment of pride and infatuation. Amdhadiyaha. What else do they do? What is the outcome? Saheshwaran sataha avamanyanti. They go on disrespecting, ridiculing, speaking ill of. What is there? A sannyasin, he roams about. He is a lazy man. He did not want to take up responsibility. See, he has put on a sandal garland or a rudraksha garland. He puts on a little ash, etc. on his face and he walks about. Maybe he knows a few shlokas, that's all. Then he becomes a sannyasin. One man was telling me, to become a sannyasin is very easy. What do you want to do? Shave off your head. Put on a rudraksha garland and learn a few Sanskrit shlokas. Then you become a sannyasin, he said. So they are ridiculing the people. After all, what is there? So disregarding and ridiculing them. Not only that, Saheshwaran, along with God. You know, in the ritualistic followers, there is a particular category of people who are called Seshwara Mimamsakas and Nirishwara Mimamsakas. Mimamsa means the ritualistic portion, the Karmakanda portion of the Vedas. Mimamsaka is one who adheres to them, considers that portion to be supreme. So those Mimamsakas can be believers in God, or they go to such an extent. When I perform a sacrifice for Indra, it doesn't matter whether there is a superhuman deity like Indra or not. That Indra, mantra, that concept is sufficient. It is a concept from my mind. I conceive of Indra and I give an offer to that Indra. Now my giving, that particular act, that sublime, divine, Vedic act, itself is capable of producing the result. And I don't want the interference of any superhuman agency. So in their eyes, no supreme God or Almighty is there. So they go on deriding matters to such an extent that they don't give any place for a supreme Almighty even. Shriya vibhutya abhijanena vidyaya tyagena rupena belena karmana jadasmayena amdhadiyaha Saheshwaran sadaha avamanyanti Haripriyan Kalaha. Haripriyan Eva. Saheshwaran Haripriyan Sadaha Avamanyanti. Avamanyanti. Along with God, the lofty devotees, the great Mahatmas, the wise people, also lovers of God. All of them according to them. See, every time he claps his hands and starts chanting the name of God, what does he know? I am performing Vedic sacrifices. There is nothing greater than that. Vedas supreme, Veda mantras, everything, sacrifices the best which I have done. So instead of having inner purity, inner sublimity, inner humility, inner elevation, inner expanse, that inner enrichment, independence, what they are having is a pride that is much more than what a man of the world will have. So the Vedic adherence becomes a cause for disproportionate pride in that person, which blinds him. Shriya vibhutya abhijanena vidyaya tyagena rupena belena karmana jadasmayena andhadhiya saheshwaran sato avamanyanti haripriyan kalaha. Suppose you are rich, what should you feel? I have seen people who speak in two different languages. What are they? One man says, Swamiji, somehow or other my life is comfortable and happy, I have no problem. I don't know how I deserve all that I have. God has been very kind to me. I am ever grateful to Him. I had a very humble beginning in my life, but gradually I started rising in my professional life. Now I have everything that I can aspire for. Everything is whatever is necessary, I have. So God has given me much more than I even deserve. There are a set of people who say like that. Another set, Swamiji, nothing was easy. I sweated, I toiled, I strove very hard. Day and night I worked. It was not easy at all. I had to do a number of selections, a number of sacrifices. Go here, go there. I had to withstand a lot of hardship. It is through all these things I have got what I have. So in the second one you will find there is a lot of self-assertion, aggressiveness, possessiveness. So the second one is one who speaks in terms of pride and delusion. The first one speaks in the way of human dignity, humility and goodness. You tell me which is right and which is proper. So it is good to be wealthy, but if the wealth blinds you, I think nobody should become rich at all in this world. All the riches ultimately do not belong to us. I always say, anyone who is rich in this world, how has he acquired his riches? How has he acquired? Have you thought about it? Either he has done farming, agriculture on the earth, and agricultural produces, they have been sold and people have taken them away giving money. So either in terms of agriculture or industry, making use of different materials of the earth, even the earth. See, in Kerala, a number of tile factories were there. Now the number is less. All these tile factories, what are they doing? They are taking simple clay from the surface of the earth, and this they grind. They give it a particular shape by pressing, and they bake it in the sun, or not extreme sun, in shade. Finally, they put it in a furnace and heat it, and finally it becomes very strong, it becomes tile. So the raw material is nothing but earth, not even excavated. It is on the surface available. So the raw material is easy. And the tile factory, finally when you produce it, you may spend 10 rupees and you will sell it for 20, 25 or 30. Similarly, all the materials, what about gold? It is extracted from the earth. What about tin? What about oil palm? That is grown. So everywhere you will find our riches have come from the earth, from the earth, from the earth alone. Second part, all these products either belonging to agriculture and farming or maybe industry and trade, all of them are availed of, mark my expression, by the people of the society. They purchase them and they give you the money. So every rich man is grateful to two sources. One is Mother Earth and the custodian and Lord of the earth, namely the Supreme Lord, the Almighty. The second is the people around him. If you are rich and you are not grateful to the people, to the society at large, who has given you this riches, I think you are a very, very poor man. I cannot call you even a human. You are a subhuman in the garb of a human. Let us understand it very clearly. All the riches that you have, they come from the earth. They come from the people. If you alone were there in this world, would you have ever become rich? If all people were equally rich and they did not want your articles will lie in your godown. Nothing will go out. It will not see the market at all. So let us be very clear. Sarveshu shashvatanubhrutsvabhastidam yathakhamatmanam abhishtamishwaram vedopagitam jana shrunvate abudhaha manorathanam pravadanti vartaya. Sarveshu shashvatanubhrutsvabhastidam yathakhamatmanam abhishtamishwaram. See, we speak about the elaborate, very protracted rituals prescribed in the Vedas. They are certainly protracted and elaborate. But is this the only way of worshipping the Lord? In fact, if your Vedic worship is addressed to any specific deity like Indra, Chandra, Varuna or any other, it becomes constricted and narrow. The truth is that the Supreme Lord is omnipresent, present everywhere equally. Now, if you are thinking of worshipping that omnipresent Lord, is ritual the right way? Think about it. Is it the right way? Because rituals are very specific and particular in nature. Sarveshu shashvad tanubhrutsvabhastidam. God, by any token and imagination, is all-pervading. The all-pervading Lord has to be worshipped keeping this omnipresence in mind. But in all the rituals you will find, there is a lot of specificness and particularness. Each yaga is addressed to one deity or the other. That clearly tells us that it is not aimed at the all-pervading. So what is the way of worshipping? It is not necessarily the ritualistic form of worship. There are many other ways. So far as Sreemad Bhaagavatam is concerned, it tells you something entirely different. I shall speak about it later. Sarveshu shashvad tanubhrutsvabhastidam yatha kham atmanam abhishtamishwaram. That which you call God, the omnipresent Lord. God is only a word. What does it denote? It denotes Atmanam, one's own self. See, God is an idea that comes to your mind. This mind is possessed by you. And who are you? You describe yourself as I. That I is a reference to the self. So the self comes first. God and other words come later. They can only be epithets of the self. How is the self remaining? Kham yatha. Just like the space Akasha is present in all the other four elements, in all the creatures, living beings and the others you will find, the self or God is present. And that God is Ishvara, controlling everything in the whole universe. How many such gods can be there? Only one God, and He is sufficient also. So He is all-pervading, and He alone is, and He is your very self. So the so-called approach to God should be an approach to your own self. So should it be outward, performing a jumbo worship or yaga, or should it be closing your eyes and trying to sink inward and inward? So actually they don't understand. Yatha khama atmanam abhishtamishwaram Vedopageetam chana shrunvate abudha manorathanam pravadanti vartaya. Vedopageetam. The Vedas themselves have sung about the Supreme Lord. Ekam sad vipra bahudha vadanti. The supreme reality, which is denoted by the term God or Ishvara, is actually Ekam Sad. It is an unalterable or changeless presence, and that is singular. Vipra bahudha vadanti. Knowledgeable people speak of it differently, but the substance and the reality are just the same one. This is what Vedas are saying. If that is so, why so many different rituals addressed to so many sources? So there is something wrong. Na shrunvate. What do the Vedas say? Brahmavid apnodi param. The one who knows Brahman, the supreme reality, attains the supreme, the best in life. So ultimately Vedas are asking you to know the truth, to know your own self. And from such knowledge comes everything that is best, super best. This knowledge declaration of the Vedas, they have no regard for. They simply mock at it. Na shrunvate abudhaha. What is the reason for it? They are ignorant. You may be a Vedic adherent, but as long as Brahmavid apnodi param, the one who knows the supreme Brahman, he alone attains the best of human life, fulfillment of human life. When this pronouncement of the Vedas does not appeal to you, you cannot be considered to be a Vedic adherent or a pure person. You are simply ignorant and deluded. Manorathanam pravadanti vartaya. They interpret the Vedas as different methods and processes to gratify the desires of one's heart. Are the Vedas asking you to perform rituals and gratify your desires? Or the Upanishads ask you to drop all desires? Paryapta kamasya kritatmanastu ihaiva sarve praviliyanti kama. They ask you to understand, to recognize, and finally to realize your own self. When you are able to realize yourself, all the desires simply become extinct. So the real message of the Vedas is to make you free of desires and yet give you abundant, constant fulfillment and ecstasy. That part they forget. And they only describe manorathanam pravadanti vartaya. Using a number of words, they say the Vedas are meant to gratify your desires, gratify your desires. The Vedas are meant to exterminate your desires, not gratify them. No place for desires at all for a Vedic adherent in his mind. Because it tells you, be conscious of the soul, realize him in your heart, and become full and fulfilled. This is the message. About worship, etc. What is this? Sri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, idam shariram kaunteya kshetramitya bhidiyade etad yo vetti tam prahuhu kshetrajna idi tadvidaha. Our own body is actually a kshetra. One meaning of the word kshetra is something like a temple, a place for worship. Even in a place of worship when you go, what exactly do? You are going to a temple or any other place, holy place. And in your mind, you are planting the seed of holiness. Start visiting the place again and let the seed sprout. Pour water, nourish it properly with fertilizers, etc. It will grow and bear the crop. So our body is such a field. You look into your body. Bhagavad Gita speaks about the body as Navadware Pure Dehi. It's actually a big city with 9 gates. And that is where the Lord lives. So actually, worship can be in many ways. And the right worship will be the worship of the Supreme Self in your body. See, here is a verse from Shvetashvatara Upanishad. Just see how it describes God and what are you supposed to do in the matter of worship. Eko devaha sarvabhuteshu gudhaha sarvavyapi sarvabhuta antaratma karmadhyakshaha sarvabhutadhivasaha sakshi cheta kevalo nirgunascha. This is one verse. Again, I happened to read it when I was in Kolkata in the pre-sannyasa days. I found this is a very clear pronouncement. Eko devaha. God is only one, singular. Sarva bhuteshu gudhaha. In all the beings and forms of existence, He remains hidden. There is no place where there is no God. See, look at this bottle, small bottle. It contains some Ayurvedic tablets, one of which sometimes I put into my mouth. This one. Even in this, God is hidden. In every particle. That is why He is described as Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan. Anoraniyan. He is more atomic and subtle than even an atom. Mahato Mahiyan. He is more majestic than the most imposing mountain. He is much broader than the sea. He is even greater than space. Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan. So there is only one God. Sarva bhuteshu gudhaha. He remains hidden and concealed, so to say, inwardly present in all beings. Sarvavyapi. Because He is present in all beings, He becomes sarvavyapi, all-pervading, omnipresent. Sarva bhutantaratma. He is the antaratma, the indwelling presence or the self or the soul in all the creatures and living beings. The creation can be divided as mobile and immobile. In the immobile creation, God is available only as existence. In the mobile ones, He is available as consciousness, with independent movement, independent choice, etc. Sarva bhutantaratma. In all such beings, the universally present God gives the notion of I. You know, every creature, when you interact with it, touch it, it will react to external stimuli. That reaction takes place because of this antaratma present in everything. Karmadhyakshaha. He is actually presiding and guiding all activities, whether they are bodily, sensory, oral, mental, intellectual, egocentric. All activities are propelled by Him, overseen by Him. He is the presiding deity for everything. Sarva bhutadhivasaha. He is residing and dwelling in all the bhutas, in the earth, in the water, in the air, in fire and the other forms of energy, and also in space. What else is there in the universe? So He is present everywhere. How? Sakshi. He remains as a witness. Now I am speaking to you looking into the camera. There are a number of lights here. 3 major lights are focused onto my face. There are other lights also. None of these lights does any action, but it enables all the activities of recording, shooting and the like. What does it mean? So the light enables all activities, but itself it does not participate in anything. In the same manner, Sakshi, the Antaratma and the Paramatma, the Supreme Lord, the omnipresent entity, He only remains as a witness. Cheta, His nature is consciousness. Consciousness, not chitta, but cheta. Kevalo nirgunascha. He is alone and singular. Kevala nirgunascha. He is devoid of all qualities and properties.